Echo, what's the date and time?
In postcode GBNG27, it's Wednesday the 23rd of October 2024 at 9:25 a.m.
It's been a while then. I was looking last night at the last video that I actually put up and realised it was the 30th of July 2021. So that's, 39 months ago. It really does not seem like that. It seems like about a year. It's been a very eventful 3 years. And I'm going to explain the reason why I'm back and why I'm back today. 3.5 years ago, my very dear friend was diagnosed with cancer. And as things progressed, we were more and more committed to caring for her, which was our pleasure. And I realised at some point in that my comfort eating was returning. And when I put up my last video, I think I actually weighed 12 stone 4. So I continued to comfort eat over things I had no power over, and I don't like being powerless. I'm a control freak. So as the time went by, she was more and more poorly. We were more and more committed to lovingly care for her, and life passed us by. During that 3 years, my older brother died of cancer, and I didn't even know he was ill. That was hard. Yeah, I don't want to stumble and stutter my way through this, but time passes so quickly. And before you know it, you're kind of on plan. And then you're not really on plan. And then you're back to being a little bit on plan. And I think Slimming World has always been at the back of my mind. But other things took priority. And I couldn't be the most important thing in my own life for quite some time. And unless I focus 100% on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and put a lot of effort into doing it what I call properly. Because if I'm going to do Slimming World, I'm going to do it properly, otherwise there's no point for me. Unless I put all that effort in and do what I used to call in the days gone by Project Jane, which is focusing on my health, my food needs, working on my emotional needs, then I might as well not be doing Slimming World. I've got to make it work for me. And we all know it works if you work it. So during those 3.5 years of my friend being so poorly, time was taken up doing more important things than focusing on every day what I was eating. A year ago, yesterday, my friend went into a nursing home for end-of-life care. So she'd been poorly for about 2.5 years at that point. And I'm documenting these bits for my own memory box, for want of a better expression. So a year ago yesterday, she went into a really nice nursing home, which is just up the hill from where I live. And she's been cared for so well. And I am so, so proud of her, because in all the illness, in all the time that she was poorly, in the whole year in the nursing home, the only medication she took was 2 paracetamols. Talk about a woman of courage. So last Friday, which was the 18th of October, she passed away very, very peacefully. And it's kind of like the end of an era. But I promised her earlier in the year that I would get back to caring for me, that I would get back to focusing on Slimming World, to appreciating the plan, and to losing weight, because she noticed, bless her, she noticed how my weight was creeping up, and she picked me up on it a few times, which at the time was hard because I didn't want to hear it. You know, if another friend had said to me, your weight's gone up, Jane, I might have said, no shit, Sherlock, I had noticed. But really, I didn't want her to notice, and she did notice, and we laughed about it. But I made a commitment to her that when I had the time for myself, when I got, 7 days of the week back, that I would make a commitment to working the plan, to go into group, etc., etc. Well, back in May of this year, so I think it was the 21st of May, no, the day before, I made a decision. I need to go to group. I need to be part of something. I can't do this on my own. The week prior to that, I had bought a 6-month online membership at Slimming World. Well, that worked for all of about an hour and a half, didn't it, Joe? It just isn't right for me. I cannot be left to my own devices to work this plan and not be accountable to anybody. Because I didn't want to get on my own scales at home. I didn't want to know how much I weighed, but I expected myself to work the plan. So I paid £80 for a 6-month membership, which is, I think, just run out. For an hour and a half, I'm like, all gung ho, I can do this, I can do this. And then I thought, no, I can't. Be honest with yourself, Jane, online is not going to work for you. So on the 20th, I think it was, of May, I found myself a new group that fitted in with my lifestyle, because I couldn't do weekends anymore, and I didn't want to do Friday mornings because I have another commitment. So I found myself a group that fitted in with my lifestyle and moved things around and fixed it on a Tuesday morning. And I went along totally unaware of what I was walking into. I'd spoken to the consultant on the phone, and she was like a breath of fresh air. On the morning that I walked into the group, she came over, she greeted me, she has helped me every week. Nothing is too much trouble. Fabulous social team, inspiring, motivating and amusing. That's how I describe my group, because we always have a good laugh. And I committed, but I couldn't face going into that group and saying, how much do I weigh? So I went along to the weigh desk and I spoke to this really nice lady on the desk, and I said, please, don't tell me what I weigh. I don't want to know. I can't read my book. Joe hasn't seen my book. Just write in there every week and tell me whether I've lost, maintained or gained. That's as much as I need. That's as much as I could cope with, because I didn't want somebody to say, you have gained. She couldn't have said you have gained because it was a brand new membership, wiped off all my previous stuff. But I got on the scales and she said, okay, written it in your book. And that's how we've gone along. And this is what you can truly call a blind weigh-in. I know other people do it and they go, oh, I'm going to do a blind weigh-in. Yeah, try it, love. Try doing a blind week. If you can, at any weak moment in that week, pick up your book, open it and see how much you weigh. You will, because I would, right? So I'm doing a proper blind weigh-in. Cheryl would get this. She can do the same thing. But unless you can't see and you don't have a choice, I don't believe you wouldn't look. I know when I was sighted, I would have looked. I'd have had to know because I'm a control freak. But I still, to this date, do not know what I weigh. I had a bit of a guess a couple or 3 weeks ago because I got my Club 10. You get your Club 10, you can work out where you started, can't you? So this morning I'm here to fess up and own it. Do you want to hear this, Joe, or do you want to be out of here? You okay? I think, and this is not confirmed by my book, but it's my mental arithmetic, I think I started at 15 stone 10. And I have lost 24.5 pounds while I've been back at group. I went back into the meeting, so by my calculations I'm somewhere at the top of the 13s, aren't I? I went back into the meeting with the ambition to lose £0.5 a week. And that's all I ever say in group when they say, how much do you want to lose next week? £0.5. And I mean it. Because it works for me that way. Every little drip of £0.5 is filling my bucket. I don't really have a target, although 10 stone sounds nice, but I will know when I get there. When I'm in my right body, I will know. I've no great ambitions to get back down to 8.5 stone, none at all. I just know this time that as a 68-year-old woman, when I hit a comfortable weight and a weight that I can eat well and maintain and not have to drop back to operation starvation, that I'll be comfortable in my body. Now today, I'm a lot more comfortable in my body than I was 24.5 pounds ago. I'm already sort of starting to go down a bit in clothes sizes, but I don't care what clothes size I wear today. Because we've had experiences this week, both Joe and I, where we've bought articles of clothing and we've bought more than one. So I'll give Joe as an example. He bought 2 hoodies the other day, identical, but a grey one and a black one. When he put them on, the black one was inches smaller than the grey one, and these were a good name. So it's happened to Joe, and then it's happened to me because I bought 2 pair of trousers from Marks and Spencer's, a 14 and a 16. No, I started with 2 16s. Put on the navy ones, they buried me. Put on the black ones, they were even bigger. Joe went back yesterday and was able to change the black ones for a size 14 because I couldn't change the navy ones, I took the labels off. But clothes sizes are all over the shop. It depends where you buy your clothes. Even buying 2 things from the same shop, they're not the same size. So I don't want to get hung up on I am a size whatever, because it's not always the truth. And who am I trying to impress? If it doesn't impress me, I don't want to know. No? So it's an interesting journey. I love the new group that I've joined. I've been going 5 months now. Excuse me, I've got an itch. I've been going 5 months, meeting some really nice people, getting to chat to different people most weeks, feeling like part of the tribe, all the old things I would have said about Slimming World. But I'm back and I'm doing it properly, or doing it my kind of properly. 1B, 2 A's, 5 to 15 sins, I'm not below 5. I'm usually somewhere between 9 and 13. Even up to 15 doesn't bother me, because even going up to 15 sins, I am losing my £0.5 pound to whatever a week. You know, I had a week when I lost £5. That, I don't know what happened that week. But it wasn't like me, because I never lose that much. But as I say, my aim is to lose £0.5 pound a week. I'm averaging between £0.5 pound, £1 pound a week. I have no great ambitions to race through this, because I want to be a part of the Slimming World crew for the rest of my life. I know through experience of in these 3.25 years how I have eaten, because last time I made a video I was a vegan and I was trying to make that fit for me in Slimming World. Well, it didn't really fit for me, but you know what? I've always imagined, and I've been a vegan, and I've been a vegetarian, and I've been a carnivore. Well, I tried that, it didn't work. But I've always imagined that, you know, the vegans and the vegetarians of this world have got it easy, because let's face it, who don't like fruit and veg? Well, some people probably, but I do. And I like the veg that I eat, the green beans, the cauliflower, the cabbage, whatever. I like speed veg, although in Slimming World I've discovered they don't seem to place as much emphasis on speed veg the way they used to. They don't seem to talk about a third of your plate the way they used to. That's okay, I can do that for myself. But I'm following the plan as it is written to the best of my ability, because I've learned that since I joined in 2015, the only time I feel 100% sane and energised is when I eat the Slimming World way. Whether it works for other people is fine. People will find what they need in a diet plan. We're all individuals, but Slimming World works for me and I want to work with it. So I'm doing the 1B, 2As, sins, free food, whatever. I'm eating plenty. I never go hungry, and the weight is drip, drip, dripping away. One of the things I've relied on quite a lot in the last 2 or 3 weeks maybe 4 weeks, is the frozen Slimming World meals from Iceland. I've found maybe 5 or 6 that I really enjoy. And the lunchtime ones I would have some days, and the main meal size, what are they, 500, 550 gram ones, I would have other days, but I always add veg. But that's my way of doing it, and that's my way that it works for me. And I know people in group, no, not in my group, but the consultant in my group has tried these new Slimming World meals, which they deliver to your door. What's that other company who do such things, Joe?
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh. They're delivered to your door, HelloFresh style, and you get all the ingredients to cook a meal. And they've talked about this on the Slimming World podcast. But personally, that wouldn't work for me. I live next door to a supermarket. I can go there and buy the ingredients. Why do I need to pay Slimming World to weigh them for me? I don't get that. I've never got it with HelloFresh or Gusto or whatever the others are called. That to me is just like, no, I can do my own shopping, thank you. I can select my own onion and crush my own. Do you know, I just don't get it. I don't get why I would need that as one person doing Slimming World when the smallest you can get in those meals is 2 portions. I've found my way of doing it, which is fresh food. I still eat a lot of sushi and poke bowls and things like that. And one thing I have learned over recent months is that breakfast isn't working for me at the moment. I don't want to get up in the morning and eat breakfast. I do get up in the morning, this is what my brain was ahead on. I do get up in the morning and I drink tea. And it's quite funny because we had the decorator in a few weeks ago and he drinks tea. So I started drinking tea. I haven't really drunk tea since I was a teenager, not properly drunk more than 1 cup in a blue moon. And at the moment I'm probably having half a dozen mugs of tea a day. So I'm using most of my milk allowance when I don't go to Costa or Starbucks and use it that way. I'm using it to drink tea, which is working fine for me. And a couple of weeks ago I had a gain. I can't remember if it was £0.5 pound. I think it was £0.5 pound. But I know what it was. It's because I'd started drinking tea, because I'd started using 2A choices and I was drinking so much tea, I think I got properly hydrated for the first time in years. And I'm enjoying that feeling because my skin feels better and I feel better. So yeah, I am on plan. I won't say I'm back and I'm back on plan because to some sort of degree, some days it was only 2%. Slimming World's always been in my head. And I've always said on these videos, I will always be a Slimming Worlder. I'm not a calorie counter. I haven't got the patience for that. I've tried carnivore. Don't like meat enough for that. I've been vegan. I've been vegetarian. I've done all those. And at the moment I would say I eat anything I fancy. So some days I don't eat meat. Some days I do. You know, if I fancy katsu chicken curry from the Slimming World Iceland range, then I have that. The Korean beef noodles, I have that. So I eat things with meat in. So all in all, I'm eating protein, carbs and fat. Maybe not as much fat as I should or could. But then if I did that, I'd have to be prepared to spend my sins on it. And when I discovered that using a tablespoon of ghee, which is what I like to use, is probably about 10 or 11 sins, I bought myself an olive oil spray. I've used it once. So I just not finding my way around the diet. I'm enjoying discovering where the sins have changed, because believe me, if you don't keep in touch with it, things do change. I remember back in the day I used to buy the tins of stewed steak from Marks and Spencer's, and the big tin, which is like getting on for a £5, used to be free. It's now 5 sins. So checking and double checking, or Joe doing that for me, has helped me to get back into the plan this time. You can't just let that go. Things change all the time. Anyway, one of the things I would like to do is a couple of thank yous. All the way through the last 3¼ years, my really, really bestie friend, a lady I met on here, has texted me every day, at least once a day. And I'm going to say, Dawn Evans, you're amazing. Because she's kept me going. She's kept me in touch with reality. And she's been a listener, and she's been just there for me. She never judges me. And I'm really, really grateful for that, Dawn. Lovely Carol Roper, sweet lady who comments on a lot of Slimming World channels and encourages us all the time. She's been there for me for the last 3¼ years. She's never missed my birthday, she's never missed Christmas. She's lovely, and thank you, Carol. Two ladies, Marcia, who comments on my channel, used to comment on my channel, and her friend Fatima, have prayed for Val, my friend, for all of that time, all of that 3½ years, prayed with real devotion. And one of the things Marcia told me this morning in a text was that they prayed for her to have no pain. Well, as I've said, Val passed away on Friday night. And in all the time she was in the nursing home for end-of-life care, which we thought would be 2 or 3 weeks and turned into a year, she only ever had 2 paracetamols. No pain, and she died of bowel cancer. If that's not God in action, I don't know what is. And then other people who have regularly and periodically put messages on my YouTube channel on different videos and said, Jane, are you coming back? Jane, will you come back? Jane, will you think about coming back? And I'll be honest with you, I haven't answered any of those comments because I didn't know when, why or how. I just had to go with what was happening in my life. But I didn't want to put a video up today going, I'm back, because I haven't been anywhere. I've still been here and you've still been there. And I'm grateful for any of you who actually picked this video up today and watch it. I am not going back to basics. I am not saying everybody should do this plan. What I am saying is, this is me today on the 23rd of October 2024. And my way of living, I'm not saying my lifestyle, my diet, but my way of living is to eat the Slimming World way because it actually helps to keep me sane. So yeah, I think that's enough for today. I don't want to overwhelm everybody with all my drivel. But I will say, you know, if you still subscribe to me, if you hoped I'd come back, or if you've just left the subscription there and today I've popped up, thank you. Because in all the time I've had this channel, which goes way back, I've never asked anybody to subscribe, I've never asked anybody to like a video, and I've never intended to monetize my videos. And that still holds true. But thank you if you stayed subscribed and you're still there for me, because I really do appreciate it. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.